Our online coaching company has gone from $0 to $2 million in revenue. And it's all because we went all in on a specific ratio of short form and long form content. We spent literally thousands of hours experimenting with this stuff, and we found a formula that works. So I promise you, if you watch this video, you'll actually be able to grow your following, get more leads, get more sales for your business, because it's something that's taken us a long time to figure out, and we finally cracked the code. So you probably hear phrases all the time like, Instagram Reels are so hot right now, or LinkedIn is going off right now, or YouTube is a cheat code, or podcasting is a cheat code. I mean, I've used terms like this before when I get excited, but the reality is blanket sentences like this just confuse you, because I know that they confuse me as well. What really helped us is figure out what the end goal was with our business and then just work backwards from there. And so, like many online coaching companies, the end goal to get someone, a stranger really, to sign up to your coaching program is that they book a call and they apply to be a coaching client. And so the last thing that has to happen before then is they have to go to your website, find a little bit more about you and about your program and what it delivers, and decide to book a call from there. And so then the last thing that has to happen before then is there has to be some kind of like triggering decision that goes on psychologically in their mind that makes them have that like click or aha moment to really need to take action and want to take action to at least talk to you. This was really helpful for us when we were thinking about what kind of content we wanted to make, because when we started thinking like this, it quickly became stupid to try and convert people straight from like our short form social media platforms like Instagram traditionally, straight into a book a call situation, because at the end of the day, there's no trust. Social media is as noisy as ever. It's competitive as ever. When people are scrolling their news feeds and looking for content just to consume when they're doom scrolling, the content that really people enjoy and that really stands out is going to be from celebrities, from like gossip articles or sports stars. You probably don't realize this. I know I didn't realize this. Your business content is actually competing with Cristiano Ronaldo or competing with the Kardashians. It's coming up on the same newsfeed. If you're got a bit of a salesy post or a post that's just really trying to like right hook people into booking a call with you, it's going to stand out even less than your business content already was compared to all of the other amazing dopamine triggering content that is on these short form platforms. And so when we had this realization, we're like, okay, well, what is the purpose of short form content? Realistically, it's to try and funnel them into an opportunity to learn more about us in long form. There's that word funnel, right? Because this is what everyone thinks about in marketing. Oh, we need to funnel people down a funnel until they eventually buy. And it is a little bit like that, but our business doesn't really have a defined funnel. What we have is we have like two clear arms of content. We have our clear arm of short form content and our clear arm of long form content. And so the role of the short form content is to get people into the long form content. And the role of the long form content is to then trigger those psychological mechanisms that make people go, I like these guys. I think they can help me and I want to do something about it. I want to work with them. I want to at least talk to them to see if they could actually help me in my situation. This is a really big aha moment for us, because all of a sudden we could then kind of take a deep breath out and go, and relax, because all of a sudden our short form content, we could take the pressure off. We didn't need to like sell them on all of these things. We didn't need to try and like trigger all these emotional hot buttons to get them to buy. We could just do one catchy hook, one catchy headline, and give them one definitive benefit delivered in 11 seconds or 6 seconds or 18 seconds. And that was it. And we didn't have to worry about whether it converted or whether it like how much traffic it delivered. It was just literally that's all we're trying to achieve. We're not trying to like hit the home run with this Instagram reel or Instagram story. And then with our long form content, again, it was like such a sigh of relief, because we could go, hey, we don't need this long form content to go viral, because it's not designed to do that. This long form content piece is for people that already are sold a little bit on us and think that we can help them a little bit. And they're just in that information gathering mode and they want just to learn more, be a sponge and start binging a bit of our content. I don't know if you're like me, but when I come across someone that I really like their stuff, I'll find their YouTube channel or their podcast or even short form social media, and I will just binge like a bunch of their content all at once. And sometimes like I'll binge for like half an hour or an hour to really get a good idea around what their values are, what their principles are, what their philosophies are, why they've been successful. And I think we all do this. And I heard a quote the other day that was bingers are buyers. I think that couldn't be more true, because when you do binge someone's content and you like sit there for hours and hours consuming everything, you start to really feel like you know them. You can really trust them, because long form content like this, you can't script. I mean, maybe some people can, but it's really hard to fake who you are in long form content. And this is really apparently so in like podcast and conversational long form, which has been a big crux of this online coaching company that we were just talking about. Our long form content is specifically around podcasting. And in those like long form conversations, it's just really, really hard not to be yourself, because when you're conversing with someone, you're deep in conversation. Again, there's no script. You're not kind of thinking about conversions. You're not thinking about the sale. You're literally just having a conversation and talking about a topic you're passionate about. The opposite is not there with short form. Like short form, you can script an 11-second or even a 50-second or a 2-minute short form bit of content. You can come across as someone completely different in that short form, highly edited version. And so I think that's another major reason why short form doesn't convert as well as long form. But getting back to how this affects you and your content strategy, I encourage you to copy us and do your long form videos more in the style of something like this. I mean, this is a brand new channel that you're probably looking at now. As you can see, it's very relaxed, very conversational, and there's a reason for that. It's because I'm not trying to compete with that like rapid dopamine release that people are getting on their short form socials. If you've come across this, either you are interested in like this kind of discussion around long form content production, and you're already in that binging mode, not just on my channel, but somebody else's channel, or you've come across my other stuff, either short form or advertising or email marketing or something like that. And you're in that situation where you want to learn a little bit more, and you're trying to learn the more details in depth. And in an environment like this, I can just be myself, and I can just explain in raw reality and honesty what has worked for us. And I think that is so much more powerful, especially like in this day and age where, post-COVID, where there was already like a lack of trust in the marketing world. And then there was already a lack of trust in like the political world. That whole saga with the pandemic came along, and everyone now is just hyper antitrust. We trust politicians less than ever. We trust governments less than ever. We trust what's on the TV, what's on the radio. We even trust our social media less than ever, as we're realizing that algorithms are like warped in certain favors. And so with trust being at an all-time low, like especially in the modern media day and age, it makes it really hard for businesses, to do our job of attracting the right clients. And so I think you really have to kind of overcompensate for that lack of trust, and be even more real and be even more honest and be even more personable. Just chucking up a website with a bit of text and just being like, this is what we claim to help with, believe us, bro, and, buy our thing here. It's just not good enough anymore. People are so skeptical, and people really need to feel like they can trust you and you are actually different to the stuff that you're promising that you can do. That you need stuff like this. You need stuff that's long form. You need a lot of it. But the beauty of it is it's not that hard to create, in my opinion. I think if you're passionate about your topic and you're passionate about helping people, it's not that hard to come along once a week and do an unfiltered or unscripted video that genuinely helps someone, which is a good segue to the next topic. So I've talked about long form, I've talked about short form. The next topic is like frequency, consistency. Like, when should you do it? I think, again, a lot of people get really worked up about all of this. We have been consistent, but then there's been some times where we've lacked a bit of consistency. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you just get back on the horse, or get back on the bandwagon if you do fall off. The thing about long form content and why people call it a cheat code is because it doesn't work straight away. And that's actually like a massive advantage, because the fact that it doesn't work straight away means that a lot of people start and try to do it, and then after like a month or after like 10 videos, they don't do it anymore because you don't see the results straight away. And man, I'd love to do a video right now just talking about it works straight away, and like, just sign up for my program, and like, trust me, bro, it works. It's just like, it doesn't work like that. To put in perspective, anytime I've really committed to content, it takes hours and hours of someone consuming your stuff to really, again, going back to that know, like, and trust. I believe it takes like hours and hours and hours for them to really feel like they know you, really feel like they trust you, trust your claims, trust your testimonials. Again, it's like, you can't just put testimonials up on your website or testimonials on your social media and be like, look at my amazing clients. Like, he can be like this too. Like, no one believes you. That's They think that either your testimonials are your friends or you've made them up, or those testimonials were just outlier clients that are nothing like them. People just want to be reassured that you can get people like them results. And it takes a while for people to let their guard down and trust you with that. It'll take a few episodes, like someone listening to you week in, week out for maybe a couple of months. I mean, we've had people email us, been a big fan of the podcast. I've listened to every episode over the last 2 years and then signed up with us. And it might seem a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, it's like it's taken us no effort, for them to take longer to listen to us. Like we've had signups every week, besides that person waiting 2 years, it actually doesn't bother us how long it takes for them to sign up. And that's the beauty of content marketing, is it's such a leverageable activity. You can just do it once and that video will exist online forever, for years and years to come. And so people can discover it years after you've made it. And for no extra effort, 100 more people can consume it. An extra 1,000 more people can consume it. Again, this is another reason why I'm going all in on this new YouTube channel, because when you really put effort into producing this content, like it comes back in the form of good business karma over and over and over again. And you can't get that kind of leverage with advertising. You can't get that kind of leverage with email marketing and stuff like that. I always say, like, my favorite analogy of like YouTube versus email marketing, I am very bullish on YouTube, more so than the standard business person. The way I like to describe it is that when you have an email list of 10,000 people or 1,000 people, whatever, and you send out one email, those 1,000 people get your email and then that's it. They'll never get another bit of communication from you ever again unless you actually log into your email account and then send another thing to them, right? Whereas if you put the same helpful content that you had in your email, print it out, sit on a couch, read it to a camera and put that content on YouTube, YouTube will then send that same bit of content, but in video form, out to 1,000 people, not just once, but the next month, they'll send it out to another 1,000 people. And the next month, they'll send it out to another 1,000 people. Excuse my terminology, but like when I say send it out, they'll put your video in places people can discover it. So either in the homepage or in the feed on the right-hand side, or if they're scrolling. And so that's why it's like, this power of getting more for your time. I'm a big fan of email marketing, but putting that same message that you put in your email, but then putting it in a video format and putting it on YouTube will continue to push that out again and again, month over month, forever, until people stop finding the content relevant. And so what ends up happening is you end up having like this kind of army of workers working for you whilst you're sleeping or whilst you're working, whilst you're dealing with clients that are pushing out your content again and again and again. And it's not like it's going out to like millions of people unless you're really, really good at what you do. This business I just talked about, that we've crossed $2 million. If you looked at our YouTube account, we average like 300 views per video, a little bit more now because we've been doing this a long time. But in the early days, it was minuscule amounts, a tiny audience compared to what people are used to. And that tiny audience has resulted in multiple seven figures. And this is what people still don't realize, and why it's just such a massive opportunity. And why, if you're watching this video and you're still watching now, good on you. Like if you take this stuff, it works, which is such a massive advantage to have in this day and age. By the way, I'm an advertising person. Like I've come from the world of pay per click advertising, where I used to think brand building and content was a waste of time, organic stuff, blah, blah, blah. I like to just be able to pay money, get eyeballs, track percentages, convert clients, get return on investment, ROI, ROAS, whatever people want to call it. For the reasons why I mentioned before, I'm like born again content guy now, and we still use ads. Like I still think it's really beneficial to have both. But I'm just saying this because I want you to know that I was the last guy to ever believe in this kind of stuff. And so the fact that we've been getting these kind of results, and the fact that it's worked so well, not for the lack of effort, because we work really hard on our content, but I think it's foolish to think that we work harder than other people in our niche or other business owners that are trying to make it online. I think most businesses work their butts off and feel like they're constantly chasing clients and they're constantly trying to find the next revenue push or revenue boost. If everyone's working so hard, why is there such a disparity in results? And I think it does come back down to this idea of what you get out of the inputs that you put in. And so I can't recommend content enough for that reason. Summarize short form, long form, you got to go hard on both, but you got to know the reason why you're doing both. I'll definitely do more detailed videos on this topic, but I wanted to give like a really just real and raw understanding of how we think about it and why that's worked so well for us. And if you have any questions, please comment in the comments below, but see you in the next video.